Narcissists are itching to hurt people. It's like they can't wait. They get elated at the very idea of the fact that they are going to hurt you at some point in time. So it's kind of like a lion with a steak sitting in front of it. And the mouth is watering and it's just like salivating and you and me, of course, would be the steak. But and they're just looking to devour you. So I mean, they literally like cannot wait. I think the idea of seeing the shock and horror on your face is just brings them great contentment. So one of the narcissists I knew, he was saying, like, out of nowhere, he's just like, people are gonna start hurting. I'm just thinking, like, oh? I'm like, huh? Really? I didn't know. It just came out of left field, you know what I'm saying? So it was very odd. It was very bizarre. I mean, imagine if someone came up to you on the street and was like, people are gonna start hurting. You would be like, thinking this person was a nutcase. You would be thinking like, what does that mean? Is this person gonna go shoot up a school? Like, what does that mean? People are gonna start hurting. You'd be thinking, do I need to call the psych unit? Like, do I need to? I mean, is this person going to harm these people on the street here? What are they gonna do? You would be kind of confused, and it's so foreign to empathic people, this type of behavior. It's so foreign to us. We get it, we get the gist of it now because we've dealt with them, but before you know that, you can't comprehend something so foreign to you, and that's where the kind of disconnect is, and that's why people, once you get the education, it all makes sense. Once you get, do a little research on the subject, it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. But before that, it's very confusing. So anyway, oh, and by the way, he was talking about me. As in, it was a very bizarre situation. It's like, imagine you're talking to someone and they're saying, people are going to start hurting, but yet they're referring to you, but yet you don't know that at the time. And like, basically they're foreshadowing in advance what they're going to do to you. And they're saying it actually to you. And you don't understand because you're like, I thought we were good friends. I guess not, and then you find out later, this person's a monster. So it's, for me, it was a very strange situation because, I had a different situation than I think most people, that, discuss narcissism. It was a different situation. I was friends with him for over 4 years, and we would talk like almost daily, like all the time. And so it was a little different. Although he was technically trying to set me up for that entire time, and the only reason things went for that long is because he was trying to set me up, or at earlier dates, at earlier times, he was trying to set me up, but he couldn't really like finagle his way around, because I was talking to different men. So he was getting scared because he knew that I was talking to different people, and he didn't know, like, so it's funny how in hindsight you can see it clearly. You can realize, like, oh my God, he was trying, but he kept getting diverted because I kept talking about, like, this guy or that guy. And so he was like scared because he was trying to clear people out. He had to like clear all these people out because he had some other plan. and he was trying to snake me, but he couldn't like get his plans off exactly because I kept saying things and it kept getting in the way of what he was trying to do, and he couldn't really get his plans to pop off the way he wanted them to. And he had other people he was working on anyway, but I'm just saying, they literally cannot wait for that moment when they can snake you. They're like looking for that moment in delight. Like they literally cannot wait because that's like, the coup de grace shot, and they think that, they think you're going to come crying to them and, give all this emotion and supply. And that didn't really happen that much. A little bit, but not really the way he expected. Like I kind of like moved on at the drop of a dime and like cut it. I just shut it down. There was no like back and forth, 30 times of why did you do that? And there was none of that. I didn't give him anything really. So I don't think he really got what he wanted, but my point is that they literally, I mean, their life revolves around hurting people. They love it. They eat it up. They cannot wait to stab you in the back. I mean, this is their life. This is what they do. This is what they need for their nutrients. Otherwise they'll be starved out. So, narcissists, they're itching to hurt people. They cannot wait. They love it. They enjoy it. Nothing gives them more pleasure than to bring other people down, which just shows you what sad lowlifes they are.